Happy hump day, everybody. It's the REKAP Lunch Hour. Oh, that doesn't sound great. That sounds better. It's the REKAP Lunch Hour with Guff, me, Ryan McGuffey, here in the REKAP studios. Happy Wednesday to all of you out there. It's all brought to you by our fine folks and partners at Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations nearest you. Order.hooters.com. to get it delivered straight to your office, straight to your front door, however you'd prefer. You could even pick it up. It's the REKAP Lunch Hour with Guff. We're here for you every single day at 12:30. And it looks like the way we do things has been, something's going on today with the StreamYard. Something's going on today with the way things look. I was trying to figure it out, but we're off and running. Here, the chat's full. The Cubs lose. Cubs lose to the Giants 5-2. They're 6.5 games back of Milwaukee now. Look, I'm putting it up here as like, do you have a shot? I think at this point, you focus on the wild card. You're leading the wild card by 5 games over the Cincinnati Reds. Okay. Actually, that's not true. By 8.5 games over the Cincinnati Reds. You have a pretty nice, comfortable lead on the first spot, and it's virtual certainty at this point that the Chicago Cubs are going to the postseason. So we could celebrate that, but I know there's frustration. They're 19-17 since the break. Looking at the full playoff odds right now, this is what I like to do with you guys. The Cubs, only the Cubs and Brewers. There's 2 teams. Cubs and Brewers have a greater than 99.9% chance of making the postseason. So, folks, while it's not a guarantee, it's about as close as you can have. The Cubs are going to the postseason. Who plays tackle? Left tackle for the Chicago Bears. Something we're going to discuss here. I think it's something to discuss. Clearly, Ben Johnson didn't want to go there yesterday, and I think that's fine. Braxton Jones does not look healthy. Well, that's not true. They wouldn't have him out there if he wasn't healthy. His lower half doesn't look strong. And to me, the eye test says I need something different there. So the chat's full. Thomas is first on deck. I guess I'll be the first to comment today by saying that game was an absolute shipwreck. Train wreck is Cap's word. The offense, they just do these things, and they go into hiding. Clyde's coming right out of the gate that I ignore. Clyde, if you know me, there's no way I could ever ignore Portage, Indiana. There is no way possible. It's my blood, man. I graduated from Portage High School, for God's sakes. There is zero shot I could ever ignore it. Pablo, my guy, happy hump day. Hope the REKAP fam is having a great week so far. Thank you for the show. Jay True, Guff, I'm more confused than drinking 8 Long Island iced tea. What's the point of bringing up Bowen Casey and then to not play him? Neither makes any sense. Help me here. I don't know. Here's why it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because I'm going to read you some of their... This is why, to me, it doesn't make sense because when you look at guys like Ian Happ, right? We've talked a lot about Ian Happ. We've talked a lot about his, looking at his second half, Ian Happ. 223, 338, 4. He's actually had, this is what's crazy. Ian Happ has had a better second half than first half. Okay. Does it mean you bench him? Yes, it does, because he's just not been very good. But the big jump is the guy to me that jumps off the page when looking at first half and second half and making a case to sit is Seiya Suzuki. Seiya Suzuki, 185, 317, a 261 slug. He's got 2 homers and 10 RBI in the second half after having 77 in the first. I'm with you, Jay True. Yeah, Janae Walker, I love his post yesterday that said, I've been doing this since I was 6 years old. It's an old highlight tape of him as a kid. Absolutely love it. Pablo, the Sox bullpen, significant problem. Hoping the starters don't get overused to make up for it. Here's to an injury-free rest of the season for the Southsiders. Yeah, look, I put this out last night. You have to invest in something in the back of your bullpen. The White Sox next year have to get a guy that saved games before. They have to. This is unfair. You've blown 2 like this in a week. In Atlanta, to Kansas City, What's funny is they could actually be a less than 100 loss team. And I know we would be celebrating that in Chicago, but you should be. That's a 22 game improvement. I mean, most of the time that's a guarantee manager of the year. But when you don't address the back end and you have starters go out there and go 7 scoreless with 1 hit and you have nobody to turn to, that falls at the feet of the GM. Chris Getz needs to, I'm not saying spend $60 million in your bullpen, but put a guy back there who's actually done it before, who knows what it's like to experience coming out of the bullpen in the 9th. Must-watch college football game this weekend has to be Texas, Ohio State, but I'm pretty jacked up for that Clemson LSU game as well. And then, of course, Notre Dame, Miami. There's so many good games on this palette, but how you can't get jacked up about number 1 versus number 3. That's crazy to me. Yeah, I forever and always. Portage, Indiana, going to get the shout out. Forever and always. Pablo, with the Bears not addressing left tackle with a significant signing, what's the over-under on Caleb getting sacked? Guessing it's around 45. Braxton Jones, not the guy. I hope I'm proven wrong. Well, 45 would be 23 fewer than he had a year ago. I'd probably set the over-under like 51.5. It's got to be better. It's got to be better. I'm actually concerned about how the Bears are going to take the quarterback down to the ground too. That defensive line keeps me up at night. I don't know. The offensive line, because of the 3 big dudes they brought in and then Darnell right out to the right side, I actually feel better about the offensive line as a unit than I do about what's going on the other side of the football. People are saying they should have never fired David Ross, but perhaps they should have kept Madden. At least he took chances. Interesting. How about that? Is a break you down, build you back up again culture. Cubs lost 5-2. Kind of weird. Most of the money, our umpire getting paid. Home plate was injections. PCA correct counsel. Again, what's the deal with the umpire? Don't know how to make the right calls. That's BS. Can't blame everything on an umpire when you score 2 runs. Jay, Cubs just announced Cubs Con hotel packages. Yeah, thanks, Ricketts. Any layaway plans? Not sure I want that crap. Timing of things is always beautiful, isn't it? The real Phil Simms. Yes, they lost last night. Move on with the next 5 on the road, then come home, take 5 out of 6 the next homestand. Is it true that Carter called the Major League Baseball office for the 2032 schedule asking for a friend? Swayze. As I said Monday, the Cubs haven't shown the consistency or dominance to win the games we always say they should win. Got to stop doing that to them. It's an up and down roller coaster type offense. It really is. It really, really is. Thomas, I'm sticking with the 3-3 road trip with them maybe winning tonight, losing to Logan Webb tomorrow, and only taking 2 at the Rockies. Got that right, Jay True? Becky, maybe they should have gone with the 6-man rotation. Thomas, wonder if they'll have robot managers by 2032? Probably. If Amaya wasn't hurt again, he'd be playing and helping this offense? Maybe, Becky. We don't know. He'd be playing, yes. The Bears have claimed linebacker DeMarco Jackson and cornerback Jalen Jones on waivers Wednesday. Becky with the waiver wire update of the show. Kyle, happy hump day to you. A bad loss yesterday. Let's just forget about it and focus on tonight. Go Cubs. Landon wants to know if Clyde's at work. I think the Bears are far from a finished project. Edge and a left tackle are huge issues. Yeah, Swayze, going back to what I just said, I'm really concerned about the other side of the football. I am. Montez Sweat, other than when they acquired him and he had that big bump to get paid, he is not looking like a guy. And then the left side, the other side, opposite side, I don't know, man. I think it's okay to be skeptical, by the way. I'm all in on the Bears. But knowing what we know and what we've had to go through in this town, skepticism's fine. Skepticism's fine. Not sure where it's more torture, having to watch Real Housewives or Cubs Live, says Jay True. Kyle, what's up, buddy? In true Chicago GM incompetence, the Sky will get the number 1 pick now, but have to give it to Minnesota. Yeah, that's that. Hey, he's just watching how other GMs and teams do it around the city. Landon giving us number updates. Luther Burden. That's Keenan Allen's old number, 13. And Janae Walker, number 10. I like the low digits. Adam Thielen back in Minnesota. They have receiver issues. Need to get someone before Addison gets back. Who better than a former Viking? Side note, Amari Cooper back with the Raiders. A lot of homecomings this week in the NFL. That Amari Cooper signing could be sneaky for the Raiders because keep in mind, Pete Carroll's trying to change everything there, the culture, etc. I think they could fix left tackle by putting Joe over there and kicking Jones inside. He played left tackle at a Pro Bowl level when asked to play there for the Chiefs. Maybe he can do it for us. Just a thought. I am not messing with Joe Thuney. Not doing it. Not doing it. Keeping him right where he is. Jim Tomei, happy birthday. I've seen his wife post something. Jim Tomei, happy birthday. Him and I are a week apart. How about that? Big birthday. Bring the gifts next Wednesday, everybody. I'll put it out there. Next Wednesday. Septiembre 3. Let's go. I'm a big believer in celebrating the lap around the sun. I am. I really am. Swayze Joe is terrible at tackle for the Chiefs. They did it because they had to. We are not moving Joe Thuney to left tackle. Can't happen. No one's standing up just yet, Kyle. The film will prove it. Next week we'll know when the ones are out there and it's going to have a left tackle. I thought maybe for a second that person's not on the roster yet. I don't know about that anymore. Hey, Cosmo, you think you can think me up a cup of coffee with a donut with a little sprinkles on top as long as you're thinking? Of course, we know what that's from, The Fugitive. But the Godfather can confirm this. It's August 27th and Ricketts is still under the tax. At the real Phil Simms. I can't believe CBS replaced you with Tony Romo. But the real Phil Simms, not as good as the old Phil Simms, who's now been kicked off. Yeah, he was losing it a little bit. I know Tony Romo's not everyone's cup of tea either. Jay True, when my baby is born, I'm going to get a shirt made still under the luxury tax so he can grow into it, and it will always be true. Really enjoying Coffee with Cap, even though I'm not a coffee drinker. Good way to start the morning on the recap. That's going to be a mainstay on our channel, Kyle. Coffee with Cap every morning, a YouTube short. Cap's initial thoughts for the day as we get it going. My guy, Breck. Yes, it is. Happy hump. Just watch the latest Bulls pod. All crew members should check it out. Keep them coming, Guff. Yeah, look. Joe Colley has taken that bull by the horns, pun intended, and done a great job all off season with the Bulls Recap podcast. Coming up on Bulls Media Day in September. So Swayze wants to move Joe Thuney to left tackle. I don't know. He was elected for the guard spot. His ratings were man when it tackled. Joe Thuney was not bad at left tackle, but rather was a not bad fill-in for a team need situation, evaluator said. Guys, I'm not moving an all-pro, potential Hall of Famer just because Bears don't have a left tackle. What's up, Progressive? What's going on, The Dead? What's going on? I love it. Everybody's checking in. Jordo wants the Cubs to take 2 out of 3. I think everybody feels that way. Cubs had no business losing to 60-year-old Justin Verlander, who's now 40th all-time with 264 wins. He's just 2-10 this year. There he is. What's up, Lip? What do we think of the USA Ryder Cup captain picks? I mean, I love that you guys come out here with new stuff every day. Keegan Bradley. Here we go. Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa, Ben Griffin, Cam Young, Patrick Cantlay, Sam Burns. There are the picks. How about winning? Win the damn thing. I could care less who the people are. Just win. Becky just chiming in casually with the offense still sucks. Where's my football guy? Oh, there's my football guy. What's up, Lip Ripper? Offense died last night. Why? I have no idea. They've been dead for a while. They show signs of life and go back to dead. My guy, Eric, with another homer last night. Colson Montgomery's 162 average is now over 50. Realistically, how many homers do you see him hitting next season? Last time a Sox player hit 40 or more was 2016. I think it's unfair to say Colson Montgomery's a 50 homer player all of a sudden. But Eric, my guy, Portage High School's own, there's another one saying I'm blindsiding and forgetting Portage. Come on, man. See that P right there in Eric's name? Come on. I say 30. I think Colson Montgomery has shown he could be a 30 home run type guy, which answers some questions for you going forward about who you think you need to add to that lineup to help complement that. Get Say out of the lineup. Becky says play Owen Casey. Couldn't even watch a Cubs game the way they were playing. Casey should be out there. I mean, you guys, it's pretty consistent. Sam, what do you think the Sox should look to target for bullpen arms for next year? Because, man, oh, man, last night's game was brutal. They have to, in my opinion, they have to get a guy that's done it before. They have to get a guy that's done it before. It makes absolutely no sense. Not nearly as much sense as Hooters and their lunch specials from 11 to 3 every day. The OG wings, the boneless wings, the burger. And just for a few more days, 4 to be exact, you can go get that snow crab leg. Kick summer out of here with some crab legs. Isn't it suck? The unofficial end of summers this weekend. I have feelings about that. It does kick off the greatest weekend. Kickstarts a lot of things. A 3-day weekend. The birthdays for the Guffs. College football, NFL football. Probably best weather. Whatever. Get over to Hooters. Big Daddy Mugs. Oktoberfest. Dos Equis. They're all flowing over there. Long Island. Long-legged Long Islands. J. True's favorite. They're $8 the rest of the month. Book your fantasy drafts. OriginalHooters.com. Find the Hooters closest to you. Say, hey, I want to book a table. We want to have a fantasy draft. Call them up. Great food, coldest beer, iconic Hooters girls, NFL fantasy football draft headquarters. Hooters, proud partner of the Recap, and us here at the Recap Lunch Hour. We get back to the program. I can already see some stuff coming down the pipeline here. Breck, forgot to thank you for beating the Redbirds a while back. Terry, do MLB players really take it personally if their manager sits them for a couple of days? Hap's comments, they got to be taken with a grain of salt. Either we misread them or he does need to be sit down. There's our guy, Rick. The breakfast hour. Why does council insist on putting PCA cleanup and Bush leadoff? I don't know. I don't know. Becky, I love her every day coming in with the council sucks. The game must have been on my mind before I went to sleep because I dreamt Craig Counsell. Yeah. Kyle, that's a good suggestion. Watch Coffee with Cap and then tune us in. That'd be a great idea. Dead this offseason. Cubs need to get better players all around. I love Becky. Already looking for the best left tackles in the 2026 draft. One of the leading candidates is Francis. I can't even say it. Mauga from Miami. Let's see what he does against Notre Dame on Sunday night. If the Bears are playing in the top end of the draft, something massively failed. Jordo wakes us all up with hey, Jordo, check out the content we dropped on Instagram. We are all over the Kelsey Taylor Swift engagement. Who would you keep out of the White Sox bullpen for 2026? Joe, honestly, I got no sure things right now in there. To me, it's a complete wide open competition. Clyde, pretty soon I'm going to just start banning your comments completely. Then you'll understand when I don't bring you in and I ignore you. If the sun finished lower in the sky, they get their... I mean, look at the knowledge Kyle has. Terry, let's go. Your granddaughter and I share the same lap. Let's do it, man. I'll have the lifts on reserve for your birthday. Appreciate it, Jay. My 10U son could have hit Verlander yesterday. Curveball's pretty good yesterday from Justin Verlander. He looked a little vintage. The Bears will draft a left tackle, according to Clyde. Happy early birthday. Guff says, God, look at the love coming in. If I go to Cubs convention, if Tom Tickets is on a panel, my hunch is no. He won't be on a panel. He ain't going to take that heat. Can't believe no one has brought up Counsell leaving Boyd in too long last night. The Chapman homer was preventable with a pitching change. Cap went off yesterday in the recap. He usually has a Counsell issue about each and every day. Look, I love it when you guys shout each other out. It literally is awesome. I heard Ryan Presley is available. White Sox should call. Seriously. At least Kyle Finnegan's the name I keep using because he's done it before. He's now setting games up in Detroit. I need to look on the back of his baseball card and see saves and like a number, not 0. It's going all right, Robert. It's going all right. Breck, the Rockies currently have a standing room only pass for the Rockies for September. 15 games for $40, best bar in Denver. The rock pile will be... That's it. Maybe look at your schedule look at the NFL schedule and try to go rock pile straight to the Broncos game. Oof. I don't know. Pretty damn good tailgate out there in Denver. Another day in paradise, my friend. Look at you guys communicating. Carson Kelly shouldn't be batting 4th, 5th, and probably 6th. I mean, that's a fact. Do you have a P.O. box, or is the office address for fan mail / birthday? Oh, we don't have a P.O. box. Email recapoffice@gmail.com. Lip. Recapoffice@gmail.com. What's up, video game lover? Yeah, Breck Bear's done the old rock pile. That least surprising thing I've heard today. And also, least surprising thing I've heard, not wise. Okay. Jay True would have us in a lift on the way over to, is that still in Vesco Stadium? Not a far jaunt. Whew. I've been saying this, and Breck knows, when life is a little bit more calm, I would love to get back out for a Broncos game. I have to take a look at the schedule. There's Godfather. Yep, we had it queued up for you, Godfather. It's August 27th under the luxury text. Joe Borowski, I hear, is taking calls. Great closer from the 2003 team. That dude was juiced up. Guardians put Carlos Santana on waivers. I saw that. Be curious to see how that works. Guardians, they have just fallen apart. They got issues in their clubhouse, it looks like, with their pitching. Presley's best contribution to the Cubs was telling Palencia is good shit. Keep it up in the zone. Give us Cap's address. We'll send gifts. I can't. Then all of a sudden we'll have a door. We'll have people lined up outside the door. Definitely, Kyle, their shooting is awful. I don't think the coaching is a problem. You guys are awesome. Yeah, he never disappoints. How is the South Bend Cubs? Yency Almonte, 31 age. This is when we're starting to worry about guys in low A. That's not good. Any concerns for week 1? The Vikings. Well, I'll start looking at that one. Thank you. I was gruffy. I'll start looking at the Vikings next week. I love that Ben Johnson said it's still about us right now. We'll worry about the Vikings next week. You getting Hooters for your birthday next week? We should get Hooters delivered to the office next week. We should. It's a great call. Broncos are going to be the dark horse. As if we needed another reason to love Lip Ripper. I already love him down in Florida. Now he's got Breck on board, which means if you got me and Breck on board, our intuition, usually pretty good with people. I like it. You know what wasn't good yesterday? The bet of the day. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. We split it. The Cubs screwed it. Colson Montgomery homered for the 4th straight game. We had him for an RBI at plus 155. I liked the Cubs on the run line yesterday. Screwed the pooch. We went 1-1. All right. This one, you may laugh at it, but the White Sox starters, what they've done of late with like 27 consecutive shutout innings, I don't even need shutout innings from Aaron Savali. He needs to go 5 1/3 here. After what we saw from the White Sox bullpen last night, screw that. No chance. Gilbert went 2 innings on Monday night. The White Sox could not record it out in the flipping bullpen last night, up 4-0. Pissed that away. They need as much length from their starters as possible. And Savale, who won't be back with the White Sox, ride his ass into the ground here. Get him at least 6 innings before you turn it over to the bullpen. The Royals are playing for their playoff lives. That doesn't scare me much. They're not that good. I'm going Aaron Savale to record 16 or more outs. That's what I'm doing. Taking your birthday off, Guff, the hillbilly holiday is what we call that in my family. I'm a big believer in that. That'd be my only platform if I ran for president. To not get political, I would give everybody their day off. Everybody gets their birthday off. And if it's on a weekend, sorry. We're not doing like makeup days or comp days and all the bullshit we do now in 2025. Sometimes it just doesn't fall that way. When it falls during the week, you get your birthday off. Ricketts getting ready for more revenue. Big Ten football all-star game, $115 to park, $85 for a dog and a Coke. God knows what a beer costs. We should see if we can get that frozen Hooters pack to Hawaii. throw it in the air fryer, Rick, and we'll be off and running. Dan says the week one concern is Brian Flores bringing the heat on Caleb. Agreed. You know Brian Flores is looking at that left tackle going, how can we expose the crap out of this? Cubs season record this year. What do you want us to see their record as? Right now, I said 95 wins a long time ago. Okay. Here's what I say. They're 20 games over 500. They're on pace right now for 93. It probably is more like 93 wins. Jordo, hopefully Caitlin Clark gets back before her playoffs. Absolutely. Lip, Cubs and Phillies killed me. Thank you for the Colson pick. You're welcome. I thought about the money line, Lip. Yeah, the Phillies, I almost had the Phillies as my pick today. I don't see them getting swept. The Colson pick, though, we got that one knocked out early and often. Robert, I think so, too. Talking about Caitlin Clark. That and a moan on Monday. If you know, you know. I'll put it that way for those. Guff for president's got my vote, says Kyle. Cubs lost, so did Cap say we stink this morning? Probably. He's not in here yet. Jay True, every day is his birthday. Rough life. That's you're really living when that's how everything's going. What has Suzuki done to get automatic starting? He has not done anything. Hitting 185 in the second half. All right, so looking ahead to the weekend. Saturday night, for those of you who are in the league, and if you want to get in, you still can. Go to recap.renegadefantasy.com. Join the league. Download the app. Click Public League Recap. The draft is Saturday night, 7 p.m. How committed are you? Holiday weekend during the evening. Not the ideal time. 7 p.m. I so want Cap to forget what time the draft is. Am I the only one? I love him. I actually kind of want him to make sure he's on board, though, too, so I'll remind him, because then I'll have no excuse for when everyone kicks his ass. It's the Recap Renegade Fantasy League, the only app where you can make live in-game substitutions when your team is not cutting it. Maybe you started a guy on a bye week. Well, no problem. Maybe your guy got hurt in the first quarter. Well, no problem. Maybe your running back has 14 carries for 17 yards. Swap him out. You can do that at Renegade Fantasy. We have a ton of teams in this league. Last man standing, last person standing, $5,000 is yours. No gimmicks. Doesn't cost. It's free to play. Join the league now. $5,000. If you join Renegade, it's easy to find in the App Store. I did it for multiple people, and I'll do it for you. It's Renegade Fantasy. Come get wins. If you don't get the $5,000, at least beat Cap. Robert said, I joined yesterday. I thought it said August 31st. Hang on. Is it August 30th? Yeah, August 31st. Oh, it's Sunday. Great question. I got a text today from the league saying Saturday. I will clarify that for you come tomorrow. Heard from my house Cap flipping a table last night. See you, Kyle. Appreciate you being here. 7 p.m. Oh, man, I hope I remember the later picks. It's all right. Thank you for the best show. Appreciate you, Lip. Ready to rock and roll, Guff. Cap's ass belongs to me. I'm going to take a picture of that so I can show him. Here. This one's for you, Swayze. I'm taking a picture. You're the best, Breck. Love you dearly. You know that. And Robert, you're going to see, this is why we do it at 12:30. Everyone at 1 o'clock's got to get back to work. Appreciate you guys greatly. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. It's a happy hump day special on to Thursday. Holiday weekend right around the corner. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being good to me. Thank you for being good to all of us here at the Recap. And it's all brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. Order.hooters.com. If you're still looking for something for lunch, have it delivered to the office. Have it delivered to home. Swing by on your way home. Pick it up. Have a Big Daddy mug. Maybe you'll bump into Jay True, who's having Long Island's and needs a ride home. It can all happen at Hooters. It's the Recap Lunch Hour. We do it every day, 12:30. Appreciate you guys greatly. Have an awesome, awesome day. Content to come. Recap Rush Hour, 4 o'clock. We got the baseball recaps tonight. Sox, Cubs. Let's go. Win some games. Aaron Savali, go deep in the game, will you?